Hello and welcome. Welcome to another ramble. Um, Mr. Mr. Seal is feeling antisocial. We can relate, can't we? Anyways, I hope you are having like the best day ever. I don't know what I'm going to talk about, honestly. I just feel like it's probably going to be like one of those rambles where it's just like all over the place. But let's start with being present in the moment. Let's be present together in this moment and enjoy being here now. You know, it's funny. I just came from work and I came across some friends that I hadn't seen in about a year, and we were having brain farts. Do you guys know what brain farts are? Do you guys have brain farts? I have brain farts frequently, and I know we have a tendency to like blame it on old age or blame it on, I don't know, blame it on who knows what. But my whole thing was, I was like, I have brain farts because that means I'm having fun because I'm supremely present in the moment and nothing else matters or exists. Like, like if I forget what I'm supposed to tell you in the moment, or I forget why I walked into a room to get something, which happens frequently, I don't I don't kick myself for it. I just kind of go with it, Mr. Rooster agrees. I'm just like, oh, well, I must be enjoying the present moment so much that my mind just blanked out. Yeah, so don't kick yourself, and it's not old age. I just feel like we are constantly being bombarded with an obscene amount of information all the time. And that's the brain's way of self regulating. It needs to like turn off so that it can like function normally. Because we've just been feeding it, overfeeding it information. Trust. I am that person. I was low key addicted to information consumption. It's not only about food, guys. It's about everything. It's about like what you feed yourself emotionally, mentally, spiritually. Not just the physical. Let's keep that in mind. You know. Anyways, today I was going to talk about the five love languages. And if you've been watching my videos for some time, I am a advocate for balance. Balance within oneself. And I was like thinking about the acts of service, like the five love languages. And I don't know why it just kept entering my psyche like for the past 48 hours. I'm like, I should make a video on that. I don't know why, but let's get into it. So the five love languages, I don't know if you guys are familiar with this, but it consists of these things. Can you see? Or is that too bright? That's too bright, hey? Oh God. Okay, I'm gonna have to read it to you. Acts of service, quality time, words of affirmation, physical touch, and receiving gifts. So people feel loved if you do these things for them predominantly. And I was thinking about it, and I'm like, damn, I like do all of that. Like I feel like we're concentrating on like what people need to do for us to make us feel loved. But for me, I don't know, like I like do all of it for everyone. I don't know if that's like the people pleaser in me, but I love doing acts of service. I love spending quality time with people. I love like giving words of affirmation. I love giving gifts, and I love like physical touch, not creepy kind. Like I like hugs. I love hugs. I like high fives. You know, I like what is that when you like fist bump and boom, and I also like when you like do that and then you like make the thumbs do that. Yes. So I feel like I express love um in all aspects. So that's pretty balanced. But then I was thinking to myself, like, do I like to receive those things in return in equal measure, because I feel like you can distribute it, but receiving it may be difficult for some of us, especially if you're a people pleaser or a recovering people pleaser. You know, I will admit that I did have a really hard time accepting compliments. I had a hard time receiving words of affirmation. I'd always downplay it. I don't know if I did that because I didn't feel like I was deserving of it or if I was just being humble, maybe a combination. But I've gotten way better. It's really good to pinpoint like where you have imbalances or your weak points so that you can strengthen them. That's what it's all about. So like for instance, this can also play into like the mental sphere where it's like, are you too like logical? And it can play into the emotional sphere. Are you too emotional? And if you're too emotional, then you should probably work on your logic muscle. If you're too logical, you should work on your emotional muscle and just kind of bring yourself back into balance. It starts with you. You need to be balanced first and foremost before you go out into the world. And it's not about trying to fix someone else. It's like you need to take stock of yourself. And it's funny, I've been putting in a lot of work. And what I mean by work is inner work for my whole life. I think it's been a lifelong endeavor. And I've gotten to a point where I feel pretty balanced all the way around, you know? And let me tell you, when you are balanced within yourself, when you can self regulate, when you can give yourself what you need instead of, seeking external things to fill that gap, oh my God, game changer. I swear to God, that's a secret. That's a secret, guys. It's like maintaining the balance in yourself, self-regulation, pinpointing, your weak points and then strengthening them and just being all around fulfilled within yourself. And then when you go out in the world, like a lot of toxic relationships, a lot of toxic habits, a lot of toxic anything just falls away. Naturally, it cannot reside in the frequency that you're in when you're balanced. Because when you're balanced, I feel like that's the highest vibrational frequency you can emanate, so you will attract such things to yourself. That's what, like, for me, like, I I used to be like a major overthinker, and I literally don't think. I know that sounds really weird. I don't really think, and everything just happens effortlessly. That's a secret. When I stopped thinking so much, like overthinking, and I released that, I created like spaces for me to exist in where like everything is just a flow. Also, when I stopped like complaining, and that's part of overthinking, right? When you're complaining or you're um, being, I want to say, like fear overruns your experience. It's like you're overthinking because you're in like self-preservation mode. But once you like throw all that out the door, everything just works out, you know? Also, like people, like the people I associate with, and also like, the jobs that I have, they're like really fulfilling and really supportive. That's because I become that support system within myself. And I think that's where like most of my videos are like pointing towards, like balance, self-regulate, trust, and surrender everything that is not good for you so that you can become that change that you want to see in the world. And let me tell you, it's weird. It's almost like if you were to like envision something right now. Like say you're standing in front of a vast ocean, and then as you step forward, it starts kind of like parting for you. With each step, it just parts. It just becomes very clear and open and like wide. That's what life is like. Especially, so I like predominantly want to say I function from a place of mindlessness. Like I don't really overthink. I don't really like over strategize. I'm not too logical. I'm not too emotional. I have fun. And I replace like feelings of fear and doubt with just a feeling of being sure and a feeling of being excited. I made a video, but seriously, you should make your decisions based off of how excited it makes you feel. Because that's like, I want to say, one of the highest vibrations you can operate from, you know, if we're talking in terms of energy and vibration. You know, like if you're like super stoked about something, you just feel like, woo, you know, and then like, I don't know, the experiences follow suit because you're on that vibe, you're on that frequency, you know? So that is my, like, if somebody asked me, can you give me some advice? I'd be like, dude, whatever choice you make in life, make sure it makes you excited, make sure it makes your heart happy, you know? And I usually tell people that when they're like stuck in making a decision, I'm like, you should do what makes your heart happy. Or does that make you feel excited? And if there's some doubt, then that's probably a no. Another thing, like whenever anything falls apart, just let it. That is not like when something falls apart, that's not prompting you to try harder. It's prompting you to let it go. You know, let it be. Bye. You know, and then when you like release that, then you make space for better things to arrive. Period. Anyways, this video's been 11 minutes long, so I don't want to like take up too much of your time. But thank you as usual for stopping by, and I hope you continue to have an amazing day. Yeah, less thinking, more balance. You know, less fear, more trust. You know, just surrender all the, I want to say, lower vibrational frequencies to the universe so it can be transmuted. And then you can become the most epic version of yourself on this earth. All right. Blessings to one and all. Amen.